My toxic parents demanded I babysit my siblings for free after years of neglect. When I refused, they stole my things, so I threatened to call the police. I'm 20 and moved out of my parents' house at 18 because I really can't stand them. They were jerks, favored my younger siblings, used me as free childcare, told me what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine, and all that BS. When I left, my dad told me not to let the door hit me on my way out and don't come back. I got the smallest, cheapest apartment I could find and have worked the same full-time job for 2 years. My parents didn't even hold out a month before calling me and begging me to come back home, because without me, someone else had to watch my siblings, and they weren't happy about paying for a babysitter. I refused, because now I finally had time for myself. My dad eventually called me and actually demanded I move back home and pay them rent instead because family is more important than my personal independence. I said back to him that my life is important too. For once, I'm getting to live for myself. He basically said, well then see how long you can last without us, and we didn't talk for months. I don't know what he was hoping for because I managed well enough by myself. My family seemed to slowly accept that I wasn't going to come crawling back, and over time we seemed to mend things. I could tell they were having a hard time dealing with the fact things were on my terms, and not theirs. They begged me to watch my youngest siblings from time to time, even though the two that are closest to me in age are in their mid-teens now. But my parents don't want to put babysitting on them any more than they have to, which is hypocritical of them since they try to put it on me as much as possible. And yes, I have called them out on that. They responded with gaslighting and more months of silence yet again. Then they were the ones to come crawling back to me for help. Not long ago, I bought myself a used Nintendo Switch, though I could only afford one game for it at the moment, which is Mario Kart. My mom came by on a Saturday and asked me to watch my two youngest siblings for a while. She basically pushed them in the door at me and ran. I was stuck with these two rowdy kids all day in my tiny apartment. My mom didn't come back until after 9 p.m. That was only because I called her and made her come get the kids. She really didn't like that I cut her fun time short. I said that unless she wanted to pay me, I wasn't going to be watching my siblings all day anymore. Next time, I won't even open the door, and I'll call the cops if she just leaves them outside. The next morning, I realized I couldn't find my Switch anywhere, so I called my parents and like I thought, one of my siblings took it. I said I was coming over to get it right away, but my mom said it could wait because my youngest sibling was gaming on it. Apparently, she didn't have the heart to take it away. I said it was taken without my permission, so I will be taking it back. I got on my bike and rode there immediately. When I arrived, my sibling was crying because the Switch's battery had gone dead and they didn't have the charger. I told them to give it back, but my dad took it and said I can have it back when I agree to start helping out with my siblings more. I told him if that's how he wanted to play this, I'd get the police involved. And no, I was not bluffing. He dug his heels in and insisted I wouldn't do it, until I pulled my phone out and started dialing. My mom yelled, "Wait!" and hurriedly took my Switch back from my dad. He called her a traitor and demanded she return it to him instead of me, but she said it wasn't worth having the police called on them. Before leaving, I told them if this ever happens again, I'd be calling the police first, and if they want a Switch for my siblings so bad, they can get their own. My dad yelled that I can't disrespect him like that. I countered that even though I'm an adult, he's not bothered to ever show an ounce of respect to me, and I'd had enough. Then I walked out with him yelling at me to come back and face him. Right now, it's back to silence from them. My mom texted me once, begging me to still watch my siblings. I said that if she wanted me to babysit so badly, she could pay me, and I'd only take the money in advance because I'm not doing it for free anymore, especially after they stole from me and tried to keep from returning my property. They don't own me. I'm an adult with my own place and my own life. They can either get used to it or get lost. It's been over a week since that text conversation, and none of them have as of yet talked to me again, which is fine. They can deal with their own messes.